I am back in beautiful Bunka Island, and a couple days ago I did my very first Blackwater dive, which is basically where you go diving in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of lights. Well, not quite in the middle of the ocean. We're just aren't going to be super close to shore, so we're going to go look for creatures that are just suspended out in the water column. I was a little bit disappointed in my first round of pictures and videos. I mean, I got a couple things in focus, so I'm really happy with that. But I actually just arrived in Banca today and met a guest here who is an incredible underwater photographer. He actually won his trip here by winning a photo contest with some of the Blackwater pictures that he's taken. And he asked if I wanted to do the Blackwater dive tonight. And I feel like I couldn't miss this opportunity to learn from somebody so talented. So I'm going to go get my camera ready, talk to him for a little bit, see if he can give me any tips or tricks about Blackwater specifically, and hopefully be able to take some better pictures tonight and see some cool stuff.
So for the dive tonight, I'm going to be using my Sony a6700 camera with the 90mm macro lens and my 15,000 lumen video lights. I talked to Chris Goog for about 20 minutes before the dive, and he is one of the nicest and most charismatic people I think I've ever met. He's done over 1,000 Blackwater dives all around the world, and here's some of the advice that he gave me. First is focus on being good at just one thing. So since I only have video lights, I should focus on taking videos and not worry about pictures. And because of that, don't stress about ISO. Modern cameras can handle higher ISO values much better than most people think. This was important for me to hear because I'd been comparing my camera settings against my friends who were using strobes and underexposing my images because I thought the ISO value had to be as low as possible. And he also recommended positioning the lights farther forward, even past the lens, to help reduce backscatter. Now this is super counterintuitive because I always thought that the lights had to be behind the lens, but apparently that's only for wide angle. And another big one, don't try to shoot everything. The more time spent chasing every subject, the less time you spend actually capturing the shots that really matter. And with an APS-C camera and a 90mm lens, trying to film in 4K 120 really crops in the camera. So for my next Blackwater dive, he suggested using my wide-angle camera setup instead, which I'm going to give a try. But for now, those are the adjustments that I'm going to take into this dive, so let's see what happens. I filmed most of my videos in 4K 120 frames per second so that I can slow everything down in editing. We saw a ton of swimming flatworms, this itty bitty mantis shrimp, and even a sea spider. I had no idea the sea even had spiders, but apparently it does, and this is what they look like. And even though this little guy looks like a squid, he was actually the crown jewel of the night because we believe it to be a teeny tiny blue-ringed octopus still in the early juvenile phase before it's developed its rings. Goog said he had only ever seen a couple of these during a Blackwater dive, so it felt like a really, really special thing to see at the very end.